We all want to belong. Belonging provides us with a safe place. A place where we are all accepted, a place where we are all important, cared about, loved, a place where our life is significant and each of our lives is meaningful. And Jesus spent his whole life reminding people that their lives are significant. Remember all of the stories where someone entered into his life and basically he said, your life, every hair on your head is counted, and you are more valuable than many sparrows. When we celebrate baptism, we celebrate as a community saying that we belong to God. Not the sense of God owning us, but rather sharing in God's love, marked as God's own, accepted, important, and cared about. I wonder what would happen to all of our families and our parish here if that identity, our identity as belonging and loved by God, were to shape everything that we do. All of our actions, day in and day out. What would it do to the way that we vote, the way we spend our money, the way we socialize with one another? If we truly believed and lived the way Jesus wanted us to live, what limits would it place on us? What would we do about those things in our lives that are not of God? What would our neighborhoods and our world be like if we really lived as if all belonged, and if we lived as if others all belonged? In today's gospel, Jesus asks us to remember whose image we are made in. Give to God what is God's. If we are made in God's image, do you believe that? If we are made in God's image, then we need to give ourselves. Give ourselves to God with all of our heart, all of our mind, all of our soul, and all of our strength. But the question for each of us today, including myself, is what God do I serve each and every day? In the church today, I wonder, as we look at the church today, who in this world or in our community really feels threatened by how Christians live? I wonder if the way that we as Catholic Christians conduct our lives present any challenge to our life in the community or in our world. Do our lives as Christians become a risk to the way the world runs its ordinary life and business? If the church were to close today, if we were to close this church, would anyone really notice except us? If all of the other Christian churches closed, would anybody know and notice except their membership? Jesus is trying to tell us that God loves us, that we are the beloved of God, and that the empire does not love us. We're reminded every day in the newspaper that Wall Street doesn't love us. The glory of God is not going to be found in our 401k. The glory of God is the human person fully alive, fully conscious, fully awake, fully resurrected, fully recreated, fully fashioned in the image of God. And so our task this week is to constantly keep before us the question, to whom do we belong? God bless you.
Amen.